The federal budget has brought a raft of tax changes, both for individuals and for businesses. To go through the key ones and what they mean for you, I'm joined by Bob Deutsch from the Tax Institute. Bob, first of all, the low and middle income tax offset has been extended. It's worth around $1,080 at the top end. Who can get this and how soon can they get the money?
Well, the main people who are going to be able to get it are those who are on incomes ranging from $50,000 to $90,000. They will get the full benefit of the $1,080. People on lower incomes, under $50,000, will also get some benefit from it, but it'll be a lesser amount. The money will be able to be claimed in two ways. There'll be some of it that will come back through the PAYG system. So the amount that will be taken out from everybody's fortnightly pay packet, if you're entitled to that offset, that should be reflected to some extent in the pay packets that emerge during the second half of the current financial year. The rest of it, if that hasn't been reflected in your pay packet, that'll come through in the tax return that you lodge for the year ended 30 June 2021.
The big ones are the tax cuts. It raises the lowest 19% tax rate to include people who earn up to $41,000 instead of the previous $37,000 level. How much money does that mean for someone who's earning $41,000?
It'll be a net benefit of, let's call it around $500 for somebody on $41,000.
The 32.5% tax bracket moves from being capped at $90,000 to now include people earning $120,000. What's the benefit to them?
Well, that's going to be a bigger benefit. This one is more substantial. I estimate on $120,000 we're talking about roughly somewhere in the vicinity of $1,300 as a net tax benefit.
The government has said once the tax cuts clear Parliament, they'll be backdated to July 1. Does that mean that people who've paid at this higher rate of tax will get some kind of cash benefit as soon as the changes come in? Or are we going to have to wait till the end of the tax year to claim it back?
The tax office will adjust the PAYG amounts that are taken out of everybody's fortnightly pay packet. So if you're entitled to the offset and you get the benefit of some of these rate changes that we've been referring to, that'll get immediately reflected. So instead of, for example, an amount of $240 being taken out of your fortnightly pay packet, it might be reduced to $200. So there's a cash benefit there that will be immediate. They won't be able to pick up the whole lot because my understanding is that for the period that's already gone, so 1 July up until the date of Royal Assent, you will have overpaid tax. That will be paid to you as a lump sum, as I understand it, probably on lodgement of your tax return.
A key measure in the budget for business is the immediate asset write-off. Are there any limits on this and how do you claim it?
The only limit in dollar terms is that it doesn't apply to an entity that has revenue in excess of $5 billion. Now I'll just repeat that, $5 billion. So we're talking about excluding only the very largest of taxpayers. It will apply to all newly acquired business assets acquired after 7:30 p.m. on the 6th of October, when the Treasurer stood to make the budget speech, up until midnight on the 30th of June 2022.
Why is this measure such a big deal?
So if a company, for example, purchased a $300,000 asset, up until this change, they would have written that off over the effective life of the asset, which could have been 10 years. So they'd be claiming something in the order of $30,000 a year on a straight line basis for 10 years. Now, as a result of this change, they'll be able to write off the full cost, the whole $300,000 in year one.
Another key announcement for business is loss carryback. What is that?
Okay, in previous years, when we didn't have a loss carryback, you made a profit in 1 year, a loss in the second year, you paid tax on your profit for the year one, you carried forward your loss from there on. Under these new rules, you won't have to do that. you'll be able to use your loss from your later year to effectively offset your profit from the previous year. And that'll mean that you'll get a refund.
How soon could a business who's now made a loss be able to get cash back through this loss carryback program?
Well, I think they're going to have to wait until the end of the tax year. So in other words, until we get past 30 June 2021, because we're not going to really know the magnitude of the loss for the entire year until we get there. Then they'll lodge a tax return, and as a result of that tax return, they should be entitled to an adjustment for the previous year.
Bob Deutsch, thank you so much.
Pleasure to be with you, Elysse.